Hey everybody, today we're taking a look at a side hustle that could be making you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every month. And the best part of all, no experience necessary. And almost anybody can do this from anywhere in the world. And the best part of all, no products, no shipping, and little to no customer service. So we're talking about print on demand, but we are not talking about clothing. Drum roll please. We are going to be doing something else that I very much enjoy. It is calendars, my friends. Yes, these are print on demand calendars. I've been doing this for 3 years now. They're super fun. They're easy to create. And the best thing about calendars is once you've got this thing created, it lives for 5 or 10 years, depending on how timeless the calendar is that you create. Now, full disclosure, hundreds to thousands of dollars per month is true, except this is a seasonal product, right? So calendars you typically buy November, December, January, right? And that means it's a seasonal product. It's kind of like Valentine's and Easter, Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving, right? There's all sorts of products that are seasonal, and there are other products that are evergreen, and evergreen product is something you buy throughout the year, right? Toothpaste, toilet paper, shampoo, body wash, things of that nature, okay? So this is a great product. We're gonna get right into it. Let's go. Welcome everybody, I'm Brandon Kyle. I teach people how to make money online through affiliate marketing, side hustles, and other passive income streams. And this falls into the side hustle and passive income stream category. So let me give you a quick story time on how I just started getting into calendars, and then we'll take a look at how you're gonna get yourself set up, how you're gonna create your calendar, how you're gonna list your all the full walkthrough. You're gonna get all of it, okay? So calendars are great, okay? I'm 40 years old, so I've grown up with calendars, right? And calendars are a great gift. People buy them all the time, not only just for kids, but their boyfriends, girlfriends, friends, etc. And as the society and the internet and everything starts to grow, there are so many people that have tons of different interests and hobbies that you can find calendars for, or can you? And you could be the one who creates it, okay? So this one was this is my second iteration. I actually have 2 bearded dragon calendars. What's a bearded dragon? It's a lizard. It's a pet, okay? So we have a cat. We got a bearded dragon back in 2018. Somehow now we have 3 of them. 3 is too many. You do not want 3 bearded dragons, okay? But I love them, and I was like, is there a bearded dragon calendar out there? Because I wanted one for the refrigerator. And there was not. And you could go still searching right now, and there's probably less than 5 out there, and 2 of them are mine. I don't know why I just gave you 3 fingers, but I can count, okay? But 2 of them are mine. So I saw that there was nothing out there that was really of interest to me, and I said, you know what? I'm a creative kind of person. I have a nice camera. I also have an, Samsung S23. I didn't at that time. I had like an LG V60, but I was like, I like to do photography. I think I could probably take some pretty good pictures of my bearded dragons and make a calendar out of it. Now, at first, I was just gonna make the calendar for myself, but I thought, you know what? If I can make some money at it, why not, okay? So let me show you some of these pictures really quick. So I did stage some of this stuff up, right? I use good lighting. You don't need to have a professional setup, okay? You just need to know how to take a halfway decent picture, okay? And I just took a bunch of pictures with the 2 bearded dragons that I have, right, at that time. And then we threw the cat in because the cat kind of likes to play with them as well. All right, well, great. So come year number 2, I actually made some pretty good money that first year. Yeah, just selling the calendar. Why? Because it was new. It was the only one on the market, right? And everything else on the market sucks. And the niches are in the riches. Okay, so if you want to build a calendar of puppies and kitties, guess what? There's going to be a lot of people who have calendars of puppies and kitties. But if you're just a corgi lover, great. A pug lover, cool. Maybe you have like one of those naked hairless cats. That could be an idea, right? I have bearded dragons. Not a lot of people have these types of bearded dragons, okay? So you're gonna find a small niche, if that's what you're into, and it could be anything. It doesn't have to be pets, right? You could be into a particular type of photography. Maybe you're a storm chaser. I have a lot of hobbies. I'm into FPV drones. I used to be a chef, right? I've got a lot of different interests. So let your mind expand and think about all the different possibilities that could be out there for you to make money with a calendar or other ways to make money with products, okay? So this one over here, I made this in year number 3. This is a cat calendar. It's called Cats in Space, and it is made completely with AI, digital art, generative art right here. So I'm not gonna talk about how to make this calendar, but if you're interested in learning how to make calendars or other products out of AI art, drop a comment below that says we want a video on how to make an AI calendar, and I'll make a video for you. Okay, cool. So you got the idea, right? This is just how it came to fruition. I just wanted to do it for myself for funsies, and then there just so happened to be a market out there, and now I'm making money. And actually in this first year of this calendar, I actually made a good few sales. I didn't get rich off of it, but it's a proof of concept. It totally worked. I had an idea. I probably spent 10 hours working on this, and I made money with it, okay? And that's just year one. And what if I expand my product line? What's gonna happen next year? And like I said, that's the great thing about these calendars is once you make them, they're essentially timeless. Like you can just reuse it year after year after year. So once the work is done, it's pure profit after that, okay? Cool, let's get right into it. So before we jump into the computer for the step-by-step, what's the first thing you need to do when you're creating a calendar? Come up with an idea or a concept. If you have a kind of professional camera, you could use that. They take really good high-resolution photos. If you have a slightly newer smartphone, yeah, like a Samsung or an iPhone or whatever, they take 50 megapixel and up images, and it doesn't even have to be super high resolution. I think anything over 25 megabytes can be nice as long as you use good lighting and you know how to frame things up. So you will have to do a little bit of editing. So we're going to talk about that when we go through here. Yes, to your photos so that you can size them up. And what does that even mean? So if you take a picture on a camera or your phone, it's usually in an aspect ratio of 3:4. Okay, it's just a ratio. Yeah, so if you think about a calendar, at least in the United States, yes, it's an 8.5 by 11 inch piece of paper. Well, if you do the math on 3:4, okay, at best, if you multiply, that would be 12:9, which is slightly larger than an 8.5 by 11, right? So if you leave a little extra space in your image, you can expand it, you can get it all the way to the edges. If you take a really tight headshot and it's too wide, you're not gonna be able to crunch it down without stuff coming out. So just kind of keep that in mind. It's always better to have a little wiggle room so you can zoom in just a little bit and expand an image versus trying to shrink it down to get it to fit, okay? Food for thought. But aside from that, we're ready to go. Let's hop into the computer now. So into the computer we go. So the first place we're gonna look at is Gelato. This is who I've used the last 3 years. And the best part of all with Gelato is that they have print providers in multiple countries. So I'm able to sell in the United States, in the UK, Europe, and Australia, which is almost the top 5, right? The big 5 countries right there. And those print providers are in those countries already, so I don't have to worry about customs. I don't have to worry about imports, right? And the print and ship time, lightning fast, okay? Imagine having it printed here in the United States and you gotta fly it abroad. That could take 2 or 3 weeks, right? We need efficiency because when people are buying these calendars, especially during the holiday season, they're buying them as gifts, okay? So you wanna get it there within 10 to 14 days max from the time they submit their order, okay? So Gelato's number one. Printify is another one we're going to look at today here as well. They recently added wall calendars. I haven't used them, but I am going to take a look at that here for next year. But I will probably stick with Gelato just because I like that global reach that they have. So if you don't have an account, set up an account. It's free, and there might be a link down below in the description. If you'd like to sign up for Gelato, you can click that as well. Now, regardless of who you choose, whether it's Gelato, Printify, Printful, etc., almost all of these print-on-demand companies integrate with different marketplaces like Etsy, sometimes Amazon, yes, Shopify, etc., right? They will integrate with different websites and marketplaces, and it makes it really easy, especially when the orders come in. You don't got to do anything, okay? So if you're here in Gelato, yeah, you can scroll through their different catalog. I'm going to show it to you, and we're going to take a look at, how does this work, okay? So you can search all the different products they have here. I'm just going to type in the calendar like this and search it, and it's going to come up. So we've got 2 types that are basically the same, right? We've got wall calendars for the US and Canada. Okay, I forgot about Canada, but yeah, I make deliveries there too, right? And then we got wall calendars for the other 23 countries. So you're going to have to make the calendar twice if you want to make the big 5, okay, but we'll just stick with the US and Canada for now. The process is exactly the same, okay? So right here, you're gonna be able to see what the product cost is, what the standard shipping is, okay? So it's $9.81 just to make the calendar, okay? It's $7.72 to ship it typically, okay? So that's basically a $17 camera as is, or calendar, not a camera, okay? So it's 17 bucks. You're gonna wanna add some profits in there. What's a good number? 40% typically, and then I usually add another 10 to 20% on top of that to cover platform fees. Okay, so you can price the calendar or whatever it is you want to price it at. I personally think that there is a particular breaking point on the price of a calendar, which is probably not higher than $30 total. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. But if you wanted to do a Gelato membership on the monthly, right, the shipping would go down, right? It'd be $5.79, so you would save a couple of dollars there. So you once you get going, and it depends on how many products you're shipping, right? Is it better, financially more viable to have a membership? Printify does the exact same thing. You pay them $25 a month, and you'll save $10 to $15 off on all the prices here and there. And if you're selling a lot of products, that's extra money in your pocket. You can either bring the prices down or keep the profits up. It's totally up to you. Okay, so you can do a different size calendar here, 8 by 5, 8.5 by 8.5. Okay, I think a calendar should be the size of paper, right? 8.5 by 11, a traditional normal calendar. So that's the one that I'm going to go with, okay? Now you can do horizontal, you can do vertical. I have done both. Horizontals are the one that I make. I think they look the best, okay? But you do you. So I'm going to make a horizontal one here. So we want to open this up so we can just see what it looks like to start designing. Yeah, so you're going to come in here. So now we can see all of the stuff that's here, okay? This would be your cover photo, and you can see this down here on the bottom. You got your cover. You got all of your different months, and we're going to look at laying our different images in here, okay? And then you can come in here and you can start the month on, typically it's January of 2024. And the great thing is typically when you come back next year, you can just come through here and you can actually change the date, as you see this, into January 2025. So you don't always need to recreate your calendar from scratch every single year. You just change the start month and you're good to go, right? Because it's already got an SKU and everything. It makes the updating really easy. You can start your week on Sunday or Monday. You know, some countries do Sunday through Saturday, right? I start my calendars on Monday. That works fine for me. You know, you can change your language here. You can change your grid type, all of this stuff if you want, like, you know, the first 2 days. Okay, all of this stuff you can personalize. I'm not going to go through every section of this. The only thing that I will show you how to change is going to be the layout, most likely here. Okay, so you have different layouts, and you can see how that's represented with where the picture is. Okay, this one that's right here, you see how it just changed? I like my image to cover the entire page. That's just me. I don't like a little white border around it. Okay, so once you decide which one it is, you can select it, but it hasn't changed the rest of the months yet. So you want to hit apply to all, and then now every month looks exactly the same. Now, if you wanted to change it to a split, and you just walked away and right now it's on March, right? But now the next month. So if you wanted to get creative and have multiple pictures on one month versus another, more power to you. But let's say I wanted to do a split on all of them. I say apply to all, boom, and now they all have 2 images per calendar. Okay, so whatever. Yes, so now we need to look at what we're gonna do for our images, okay? So we know that we're building a calendar, and if you're in the United States, okay, it's gonna be 8.5 by 11 inches, okay? So let's pause here for a second and let's just look at a simple, easy editing process for your images, okay? I'm gonna start in Photoshop, but we're also gonna look at Canva as a free option, okay? So if I hop over to Photoshop here, okay, and I'm actually gonna open up a new thing, okay, a new canvas. Yes, I'm gonna start new. And what do we want it? Well, the width, let's do inches, okay, because we're making something. Yes, and it's going to be, the width is going to be 11 inches wide, yeah, and it's going to be 8.5 inches tall. Yes, and 300 pixels per inch. Yes, RGB color, and it could be 8 or 16. Let's drop it to 8 just so things are a little bit smaller file size, okay? And you're gonna hit create. Great, so now I'm gonna take all of the pictures or images or things that I've gotten and I'm gonna drop them in here. Okay, so I got a few different pictures in here, so I just wanna show you. So when I feel like I've got my top 12 or 13 pictures, you probably want at least 13. You want a cover photo, yeah, and then you're gonna want one for each month at the very least, okay? But I dropped them in here and I want you to see that they don't fit perfectly, right? So you can see the clear background. So that's why it's good to drop it on here and then you can see how you're gonna crop it. So if you wanna change the side, yes, it's Command T, and you have to be clicked on this layer, Command T, and this will allow you to transform and stretch it, right? So it'll stretch it equally. You can just pull this up like so. You can do the same thing by pulling from the corners. You can stretch it out, right? You're basically just gonna crop the image, excuse me, to the side that you want, yeah, for your image. And I'm just using some random pictures that I had, not necessarily anything that I had exactly here. I'm like, okay, so this picture looks good. I feel like it's cropped. This is gonna look good on the calendar, right? And then if you wanted to do any color correction and stuff like that, you could do that. So if we look at this image, you can see there's kind of a border around the side so it doesn't completely fill the page once again. You could hit Command T if you wanna stretch it, or if you're just more like clicking these, you can come over here to Free Transform, which is the same thing, Command T. It's probably Control T on a Windows computer. Same thing, you can stretch it, right? Get it to all the way to the corners, you know, or, you know, maybe you want it to be an extra tight shot. So your basic is very simple and straightforward type of stuff. And then you're just framing everything up as you're getting ready to go. Okay, same thing with this last one. Let's see what this looks like. And this one fits perfectly. Look at Philly, he's so cute, right? So, right, this is good. I don't need to make any additional corrections. I'm happy with all of these different images. And then you're gonna come through and you're gonna export them. Now, I do recommend that once you start to export your images and you know that like, oh my God, this is probably gonna be my December picture or my Halloween picture or whatever, that as you come through here, you might start to label them. You see how I put a number here? Because if you go to try and sort alphabetically here, if you put January, February, March, April, May, right, that's not going to come up as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's just going to make it quicker and easier for you. So if you put the number 2 here, right, you can see I can go through, and as I start to come through, here's February, right, here's March, here's April, May, June, July. Yes, and you get all these images that just pop up a little bit easier, especially when you're trying to put them into your calendar or to upload them. Let's look at this in Canva. So if we come over here to Canva, you can either hit this little plus button to create a new design, or you can hit this over here where it says create a design. Yeah, we're gonna scroll down, we're gonna create a custom size, and we're doing inches. Okay, sometimes it's on pixels first, so you might have to switch it to inches. Okay, the width is gonna be 11, the height 8.5, same thing as we just did in Photoshop, and we're gonna create our new design. Okay, so now we can take our pictures once again and we can start to drop them on here. Now you could actually do this one by one, okay, by adding your different pages. Yes, so you might start with, we'll just take a few of these here and we'll drag them, okay. We'll let these upload really quick. And you can see I've been working on other bearded dragon stuff over here too. So we'll just skip, well, it's February. Okay, so your image is here, right? You're gonna stretch it out to the side. You're gonna crop it. You're gonna do all of that great stuff. Boom, this looks great. And then you can add another one right below it and then drag your next photo in, right? And you stretch it, you crop it, you do all of that great stuff. Now, when it comes to exporting all of your images, you've got a couple different options. Yes, JPEG works great, right? You can come up here and you can share it, right? You can say that I'm gonna download it. I don't have a paid account right now because I'm not using it as much, so you can share it as JPEG, which is great, and then I would probably boost the size up. Yes, it's not gonna let me do it because I'm not paying for it. Or you could also do it as PDF for print. Okay, which is great. So PDF, it just has a better picture quality, less bad things happen. It's not to say that JPEG doesn't work, but I will typically export it as a PDF print, okay? And then you get all those different images, okay? So with that being said, if you want to do that here, you can download one of the two just like that, and then eventually you're going to have all of your images and they come out, okay? So I did that, right? I have PDFs here, right? I've got A4 PDFs because remember I'm doing a calendar for the United States and a calendar for my European countries who are on A3 and A4, so they have an A4 format. Yes, but all the same stuff, right? All of my images are here. They're all PDFs. They're all labeled. Yes, and now we get to put together a calendar, okay? So that's exactly what we're gonna do. So we're gonna come back over here, yes? We're gonna start here. We're gonna pick out what our cover is, okay? Now, you can drag and add all of your different files here, yes, and it's gonna store it for you, and they'll all be right in here, so it's easy to reference just in case anything goes sideways, and you can come back and you can see I've got all my images here for my different ones. So when I'm ready, I'm like, okay, look, this is gonna be my calendar. Now I wanna use this one just as a word to the wise. This is something I learned the hard way, okay? So my first year, okay, it wasn't actually 2023, it was 2022. But I made a bearded dragon calendar 2023 because I thought that would stand out. The problem is that if you put this year right here, okay, on this calendar, then that means every year you need to come up with a new cover or edit the cover. It's just one step of extra work that you don't want to do. So in my current iterations now, we have a Bearded Dragon calendar. Where is it? It's right here. Perfect, right? And actually, if you ever need to delete these, you can do that. You can just hit this little button, boom, you can delete all of these, yes, and boom. Now I have a calendar that's evergreen, essentially, and I don't ever have to change it. And the only thing I change is where it says on the Etsy profile so that people know it's a 2023 calendar, 2024, 25, right? It stands out for them, okay? So you've got this up here, okay? And actually, this is probably for... you can see how it's clipping down here where it says the web address. That is because that is probably for the calendar for Europe and not the United States. Okay, so look, this one fits perfectly. It's a Bearded Dragon calendar. I put the web address down here. That way they can always come back and find the calendar next year. Yay. Okay, and then you come in here and you're like, okay, now it's time for January, right? And then I come over here and I start to go through all of my different ones, right? Right here, we've got a New Year's one right here. This is where I messed up once again, just food for thought, okay? I made a New Year's one for January and I put the stupid 2022 in there. I can't Photoshop that out, right? And I can't put a 2023 in there. So I highly recommend not putting anything that locks you into a particular year because then you can't use that photo anymore. But that was January, right? And I'm just gonna start putting my images in here at random, okay? Just a few of them, I'm not gonna do all of them, okay? But, right, once you get them all set up in here, if you wanna come back into the image and you need to resize it or crop it for one reason or another, you can always click on that and you can do that too, right? Double tap it, right? You can stretch it out even more. If for some reason it doesn't fit right or you want it to look a different way, you can always reframe it. Great. Okay, we've got this all set up. You're good to go. Now you want to preview it, right? You're going to want to be able to go through. You want to go through all the different pages, make sure everything looks right, right? Keep in mind right here, like that there is going to be a metal coil going through it. So if there's anything important that shouldn't be getting cut off or clipped in the image, you want to keep that in mind, right? Look at this stuff, right? So for here, it's good, right? But also, like, there's a little hole, there's a hanging hole, right? There's going to be this here at the top. So if, right, maybe you didn't frame this right. Let me see if it'll let me do this. Right, you didn't think about it, right? You put the text all the way to the very top because you forgot that there's going to be a coil here, right? So you're going to have to adjust that and drop it down, okay? Something like that, yeah? So just keep that type of stuff in mind. That's stuff that I've learned the hard way. Great. To get your calendar put together, right, you can either add it to an order because you'll probably want to order a sample for yourself, or you could just save this as a template, okay? And let's see here, enter a template name. So it's going to be, so now we're going to come over here to the store section. We probably should have done this first, but I'm sure you get the idea of how to create the calendar, okay? So you're going to want to create a store. You're going to want to create an integration. I'm not going to go through it. It's pretty straightforward and easy, but if we're going to sell it somewhere, you're probably going to sell it on Etsy. So you should have an Etsy store or a WooCommerce store or a Wix store or something like that, okay? So once you have your store set up, you can start to add products, okay? And it can be a single product. We can use a template just like we created, which could have been that calendar. Yeah, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say, oh, I want to use this Beardy wall test template that we just set up right here. Boom, this comes up, it populates, all of that great stuff, okay? And it's already ready to go, okay? So when you're done with this, you've got this all set up. Yeah, we're going to continue over to the mockups. And you're going to be able to take a look at this. This is just going to auto-populate and go over there anyways. Great, we're going to continue over to the details. What is your title? Whatever somebody's going to be searching for that, right? Like cute cat calendar, right? Blah, blah, blah here. Okay, great. And then you're going to go through the description. You're going to make a little change with this, right? See what's great here. See if you want to delete anything, right? I love this stuff right here. That talks about the formats. I'm just going to delete that. Available in, right, horizontal 8.5 by 11, and then I would delete all of this, right? I would just take this out because some of this stuff's already here. Yes, boom. Available in, right? We're only doing one. It's not worth it. Don't waste your time trying to like please multiple people. This is the calendar I have. This is the right size. Buy it. Okay, it's not worth your time, or my opinion. Nobody wants an 8.5 inch by an 8.5 inch calendar, right? All the stuff that's good in here, I'm going to keep. The rest I'm going to toss out. Maybe you're going to use AI and Chat GPT to help write your description. That's great. Okay, so then you come over here to your settings. If you want to change any of this stuff, if you want to add tags, right, for this particular product, you can do that. Show product to store visitors. Great. Yes. Okay. We can do all of this stuff. Display with free shipping. I usually charge, roll the shipping into the price because Etsy charges you on the shipping charge transaction too. It's stupid. Okay. So I just roll it into one package deal. You buy my calendar, it's $28.99. It's going to get shipped to you. Boom. That's it. Real simple. Okay. So you'll come over here, you'll continue to prices or whatever you establish your price at. So here's the retail price, right? So it's $9.81, or this is what it would be on your website if you don't do anything. Okay, here's your product cost, here's your shipping cost, No, I'm gonna change it to $28.99 is probably the number I typically sell them at because I said, boom, great. And then you're gonna hit publish, okay? I'm not gonna hit publish, but I am going to show you what it looks like in Etsy while it's there, okay? And then now your calendar's up. It's ready. It's good to go. Woohoo! Yes? Okay, so let's go over to Etsy really quick. So it's automatically going to populate in Etsy. Give it some time. If you want to come in here and do some additional changing of the title and stuff like that, you could do that right here. If you want to add any additional photos, you could do that too, right? I usually, in Canva, I create a little grid right here so you can see what all the pictures are that you're going to get, and I give a fun little blurb like celebrate the new year with Puff, Gonzo, and Philly, right? So you can do this right over here. And how do you do that? So if you come to Canva and you're looking for a collage, let's say 12 collage, right? You might be able to find something here that's like a 12 grid collage, right? Or you can just modify and add something, but you'll find a template. Yeah, something like this. You could change this over here, right? Let's turn it back just a little bit. See what we get. Boom. Yes. So you'll find a collage here that you like. Okay, like this is kind of cool, right? This is pretty close. And you just change it. You'll drop your own photos in here, right? You may be able to just shrink some of the boxes down. It's really straightforward. You don't need to see that, hopefully. Okay, but you put two pictures. That's all you really need. Yeah, and then you'll come through here, right? Make sure the description is the same, which it is. And this will be your SKU, your pricing, okay? When you come in here, you're gonna have to do your core details, okay, which it's gonna prompt you for it. Who made it? I did. What is it? It's a finished product. It's made to order. Who helps me? So you should put this production partner. It's gonna ask you for it. I'm honest with it. I have a printing partner. It's print on demand. It's made by Gelato. It ships from, I use my city. It doesn't really matter, okay? So we're good there. Yep. And then you come down here and then you'll do a shipping profile. Where is that at? It's up here, shipping. Okay, so shipping, it's a free shipping. Yeah, so I create my own profile. Yeah, that's in here. It talks about, where's my zip code, what's my processing time, 3 to 5 days. Yes, it's the United States. It's going to be USPS Media Mail. It's free shipping, 2 to 8 business days typically. Canada, UPS standards, free shipping because they're going to find a print provider. It's great, okay? And then this way, when you're selecting your shipping profiles, yeah, you can always have that. You know what it is. It's quick and easy, and you can assign it to all of your different things, right? And then you publish it. Now, the last thing, I have it turned off because it's after the new year now, so I'm not going to renew this again until October time. But I would have this set on automatic renewal. That way, every time you sell it, it renews the listing, so it's for sale every single time. Yeah, it's after that expiration period happens, because you'll probably sell a bunch. Okay, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So that is how you get it here, and you could do this with Shopify. You could do this with WooCommerce, where you have it there, you set it. Now you need to go back. Okay, we did this once already, but remember. Oh, we're going to discard this. If you want to sell in multiple countries, once again, then you're going to come back and you're going to do the exact same thing for the UK or the EU, right? You're going to do this calendar over here, okay, which is going to be A3. So we know that the sizing is 29.7 centimeters by 42 centimeters. So if you were to come back over here to Canva, right, and you were going to do a custom size, we would do centimeters like so, and we just established that it is 29.7 as the width. By 42 centimeters. Actually, that's the length. So it's 29.7. It's 42. Okay. So the same thing. So now we have this landscape looking shot right here. And then you're going to come over here to your uploads, right? And you would put your picture here, right? And you're just going to be like, okay, now I'm going to stretch it out. And it may not fit exactly the same, right? But, you know, it's going to be pretty darn close, right? And I can just, yeah, that's good. I could scoot it over a little bit. Yeah, actually, I already cut the tail off because I'm a bad photographer, at least with this, right? So you're going to have to resize just a little bit, you know, get it in there. And then you're going to build the calendar exactly just like we did. You publish it to your store, okay? And that's pretty much it, okay? Now, as far as when orders come through, which is the fun and the exciting part here, okay? So when people buy, whether they're from the US or the UK or whatever, it's just gonna be super automatic. I'm a little OCD. I wanna make sure that all my orders that are coming in are getting processed, so I log in daily. And that's actually really fun because once you start seeing orders coming in, you're getting excited about making money. Of course, you're gonna be on top of, you know, popping into Gelato every day just for a few minutes to check things out, to pop into Etsy to make sure everything's going good. Now, it does happen occasionally. People don't read. People don't read. So I'll get people from the US who order the UK version and people from the UK order the US version. It will not send and deliver and ship really easy. All you have to do is go into that order. I can't show you because it's not happening right now. And it'll say, we can't do this order because it's from the wrong country. And you'll be able to add the product from the right one, from the country, and it'll send it off. No problem. Now, I did say Printify does calendars as well, so we're gonna take a look at that here in just a second. But if you're finding this information helpful, it's helpful for me if you could hit the like button down below or drop a comment. And if you're really enjoying it, hit subscribe so I can continue creating content and bringing it to you. So if you've never been to Printify, I love them. I have a good amount of products that I use with them for print on demand, like wrapping paper and stuff. I'll save that for another video. Yes, but you can scroll down here, you can search calendar, you can see what they've got. So if we look at this first one, yeah, you can see it's right here. You can see what the size is. It's 10 by 8 by 8.5. Yeah, it's right around the same size here. Okay, they're from the US, and you can get an idea of what the price is gonna be. It's 1080 and then 1050, so it's a little over, it's probably closer to $21, which makes it about $3 more expensive than Gelato. Okay, provider info, you can see what the shipping looks like to different countries. Yeah, so that means Canada is out right here at $22. That's a hard pass. $27 for the rest of the world. Right? But if we look at this other provider that's right down here in this corner, okay, so this one, it's $5.78. That's a good deal. Yeah, and shipping's only $4.69. That's $9. That's actually nice and cheap right there. Okay, but they're down in Australia. Okay, so let's look at that. So let's see here for the size, right? 12 by 12, 11 by 8. So this is probably about the right size right here. So let's say it's going to be a $5.78. And then shipping into the United States? No. Okay, fine. But what if I just want to work, you know, New Zealand and Australia? So $4.69 and $6.19. This is a nice little profit margin right here. So for this, for the South, okay, when I mean South, I mean Southern Hemisphere, this might be a more viable option for me next year for Australia. So I might take a look at this one here because the profit margin on this one's a lot more, right? This looks like it's gonna be right around $10 instead of $18 on Gelato. Whew, Gelato got their work cut out for them, okay? So we've got some options here. Yeah, but you can see the same thing. You've got all your different integrations right here. You can see I have a bunch of different products here. I like doing wrapping paper, print on demand, it's easy. People buy it, right? I make an easy, I don't know, $5 to $10 sometimes depending on the roll because people buy the rolls. So simple. Yes, and I love it. So we're not done yet, but we're close. Hopefully that wasn't too long-winded, but if you're still here watching, it must have been interesting enough. Yes, but I want to talk about mindset and the possibilities when it comes to print on demand, but also digital products and repurposing your content so you can actually make more money, okay? So you're gonna create a calendar. Now, maybe you wanna do everything in one day like I did with my first calendar. I had a photo shoot with my bearded dragons and it was fun and I just took my time over like 3 to 4 hours. But maybe you're taking pictures of nature, or my girlfriend's into nails. So maybe you're a nail artist or you're a makeup artist. So maybe you're just like, taking a picture here and taking a picture there, and you're like piecing it together over 3 or 4 months or throughout the year. Or maybe you have a huge camera roll of amazing images. You're just gonna make a calendar. Who cares? It's not gonna cost you anything except for maybe a little bit of time and the 20-cent insertion fee on Etsy. That's it. Okay, that's at 20 cents and maybe a couple hours of your time, and you could make a few $100s this next holiday season. And what if you start making multiple calendars, right? Like there's a lot there, and that's just the calendar itself. Okay, so here's like the real, like the gold nugget, the takeaway here. Okay, all of these pictures that I've created, that I've taken, these are my pictures. Okay, so what if people love these pictures? Right? Nobody loves every picture in a calendar, but some are better than others, right? But like, what if this picture, like they really want this picture, this image, right? So something they can hang on a wall or like decorate their bearded dragon cave with, or their tank, right? So these are all digital images, right? This can be a digital download that people can take and they can print at home. Hold on. Sorry, I'm literally flying off the cuff right now in this video, okay? So I've been working on generative art. So if you want to see a video on this, drop the comment below, okay? But these are images that I have created with AI right now. And these are printed on my printer with photo paper right here, okay? These things look fantastic. Now, you might not be into bearded dragons and you don't get it, but imagine what insert picture here that you want, right? This is an 8.5 by 11 because I wanted to see how good the resolution is. But now I can take all of these images, whether you've generated them or whether you've taken them physically, and now I can repurpose them and sell them for more money. The work is already done. The question is, how do you want to make that money work for you over time passively, right? And this is what's fun and exciting about making money online through affiliate marketing and side hustles and other online passive income streams, is because once you start to get the itch and you start to see things work, you start being a little bit smarter and more intelligent with what you're doing and how it can make you more money, okay? So the calendar would just be like the gateway or the first step to you creating something. But what about the 12 to 13 images you just created? How could that make you more money with a different product, okay? So that's an idea. How do I make my money? Yeah, I make my money through different side hustles. Affiliate marketing is one of those ways that I do it. What is affiliate marketing? It's me recommending particular products and people use them, okay? Such as Canva. I don't have an affiliate link for Canva, but like, you get what I'm saying? Like, we all use Canva. Well, if you don't have a Canva account, use my link and then this will help you out. It doesn't cost you anything extra and I make a commission for referring it, okay? So if you're interested in learning more about affiliate marketing and how to implement that into your life, yes, I have a link down below to a 15-day business building challenge. I took it 3 years ago. It changed my life. It set me down this path and it's helped me make a pretty good income working from the convenience of my home and my office right here. Yeah, and I'm turning my side hustle into a main hustle and I'm diversifying in a lot of different ways that are starting to become more profitable as the years go by. It's very exciting. So at the end of the day, I really hope this information has helped you. If it has, like, comment, subscribe, all of that great stuff. If you have more questions and you want to learn more, if you want to learn how to do calendars with just generative art and how you can use generative art to make money and additional passive income streams, you know what to do. I'm Brandon Kyle. I will see you all in another video.